Hello, be friends. It's another beautiful day here in Austria, about 16 degrees Celsius. Today's question is, do we need to feed our bees in March? So the short answer is, it depends. It depends on the strength of the colony, how much they've already consumed during the winter, and of course, what the local forage looks like right now. But here's the thing, the best forage in the world is useless if there's no flying weather. So let's check these 3 hives right here. This first colony doesn't look extremely strong just yet. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Usually a smaller cluster means a smaller brood nest, which leads to lower food consumption. So my guess is they'll still have plenty of stores left to get them through the next few weeks. And as you can see, no Hoffman sidebars here. I'm using spacer nails instead, and honestly, it makes the work so much easier. I love it. This first frame isn't fully drawn out yet, but look closely. You can see they've already started building fresh white wax this year. That's a wonderful sign. Wow, and already on the second frame, there she is. We've spotted the queen. You can clearly see her green marking, which tells us she's a seasoned ruler from 2024. Finding her so quickly is a massive bonus. It means she made it safely through the winter and is now leading her colony into its 3rd season. What a fantastic start to our hive check. And not only did we find the queen, but there's also a good amount of capped honey still left on this very same frame. Moving on to the 3rd frame, and the good news continues. There's still plenty of food here as well. At this stage of the spring, a colony can easily consume between half a kilo and a full kilo of honey per week. They need that energy to keep the brood nest at a constant 35 degrees Celsius. I'm going to check just 2 more frames to be absolutely certain. But based on what I've seen so far, I won't have to worry about them for at least the next 1 to 2 weeks, even if the weather turns bad again. Let's move over to the second hive. And here we go again, my beloved Hoffman sidebars. They are stuck together with propolis, and I have to really pry them apart. This is exactly why I prefer the other system. But wait, it looks like I'm in luck today. Even with these Hoffman sidebars, they are coming apart much easier than I expected. But there is no more honey on these frames. The second frame is also empty, so let's speed it up until we find something. In the meantime, you can tell me if you have Hoffman side panels and what your experiences are. Leave a comment here. The first 5 frames were completely empty, not a single drop of honey left. And here on frame number 6, we finally find the brood nest. This is a massive red flag. If we hadn't opened this hive today, this colony would have almost certainly starved to death if the weather turned bad. They are living hand to mouth right now, with 0 reserves to buffer a cold snap. This is exactly why we do these inspections. I need to feed this colony immediately, but to be honest, I didn't expect to find a hive this empty today, so I don't have any emergency feed with me right now. But don't worry, I'm not leaving them like this. I'll finish checking the last hive first, and then I'll come straight back to this one with some food. Moving on to our 3rd and final hive for today. On the first frame, we can already see some decent food stores. It's not overflowing, but it's definitely not bone dry like the last one. The second frame also has some food. Since everything looks good here, we'll cut to the chase and move on to hive 2. I'm back. I made a quick trip home to grab 1 kilo of fondant. First, I'm going to cut a small opening in the fondant packaging. It doesn't need to be very big, just enough for the first few bees to get a taste and start working on it. Next, I cut a U-shaped hole in the plastic film and bend it over. Now for the final step. I'm placing the fondant directly over the cluster hole to hole. By aligning the opening in the plastic with the gap between the frames, the bees have immediate access to the sugar. Since the fondant package is a bit thick and doesn't sit flush with the frames, I'm using a little trick. I'm flipping my feeder upside down before putting it back on. This creates just enough extra space for the candy without putting any pressure on the bees. I'm much more relaxed now. Seeing the fondant in place means this colony has everything it needs to survive the next cold days. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.